interesting. Well, well, well. It's a couple of days from the draft, and it's time to talk about something serious. It's time to talk, I think, about what the betting markets are doing with regard to these players so we can know what's going to happen on Thursday, because who knows better than people who are putting their money where their mouth is? So we're going to check that out. But before we do that, I'm going to say, please subscribe to the channel. If we get up to 1,000 subscribers, we're going to give away this thing right here, a Garrett Wilson Funko Pop figurine. Yeah, you could win it. All you got to do is be a subscriber to this channel. And once we get up to 1,000, we'll just randomly pick a number and we'll pick somebody out. We'll send you this figurine over here. So if you're not already, subscribe to the channel. And if you are already a subscriber, get other people to sign up, because the sooner we get up to 1,000, the sooner we give away the Garrett Wilson figurine. Now, what about these odds over here? Well, let's see if this could work. Yeah, we want it like that. All right, so this is, the source is important to know. So this is something called Football Betters. I would recommend you check it out. I don't recommend betting, generally speaking, but I do like to check out the betting markets sometimes to know what's going on. So you may want good information. I can tell you, after checking out this gentleman, Adam Chernoff, this is very good information that he gives you. He's very knowledgeable. He knows what he's talking about. So this is a good source of information. Check it out, footballbetters.com. Now, what is he talking about? Well, he takes every pick in the draft, and he says, all right, where's the money moving? What is the smart money doing, for example? So you can see here, the first pick, Tennessee Titans, Cameron Ward, negative 20,000. So basically, the further negative you go, the more of a sure thing it is. So that's about as sure of a sure thing as we can have with this stuff. And he puts a little, bit of information. Ian Rappaport reported that the consensus around the league is the Titans are picking Ward, not entertaining a trade. Okay. What about the second pick, Travis Hunter? It's moving more and more toward a sure thing. It was negative 300. Now it's negative 800. The more negative it is, the more of a sure thing it is. And then it says price increase reflects strong connections between Browns and Hunter. Logical fit. Market is adjusting accordingly. All right. What about the Gigantes? Shedeur Sanders gaining attention, but skepticism. And then he goes into some of these people who are kind of like market makers in a way. Dan Orlovsky said something, this guy said something, and then Adam, did, research that Daboll's under pressure to win now, as everybody knows. And Daboll is anti-taking Shedeur, according to Todd McShithead. If common sense prevails, it's going to be Abdul Carter, though. So again, it's interesting to see who the market makers are. When we're thinking about the draft, we often are not thinking about the bets being made. What if and if you're a market maker, you're going to put some information out, an opinion out, and you're one of these people that the markets pay attention to, like a Dan Orlovsky or a Todd McShithead. Might you have friends, family members, associates who might know in advance what you're going to say, how you're going to move the market, and then bet accordingly? Something to think about. The New England Patriots, they expected to take Will Campbell. The odds are negative 380. Rich Eisen says the Patriots are in love. And while negative 380 isn't a confident betting number, says Adam, the trend favors Campbell. So looking like Will Campbell there. What about the fifth pick? Trending favorite, Gianti. Used to be Graham. Key consideration. Now he's talking about under 5.5 and over 5.5. So this means under 5.5 means he would get picked anywhere from first to fifth. Over would mean sixth and onward. So You can see that opinions are split here. Jonty's rise due to an article by Adam Schefter, another market mover. Same article speculated on Tet McMillan, which dropped his price. Jag's staff, including Cohen and Gladstone, the newbies, have downplayed the need for running back wide receiver early. Gladstone emphasized the trenches, as most GMs do. A trade is a major wild card here. Jacksonville likely isn't targeting Jonty, though. Now the Raiders. Ashton Jonty plus 100 if available. Membu, who we want, of course, at the next pick, he could go here as well. Daniel Jeremiah, another market mover, noted in February that the Raiders may prioritize best defensive player available over O-line help. Now, if you think about their O-line, they got Colton Miller on the left side. They also have DJ Glaze on the right side. DJ Glaze, not a name that too many people are familiar. These are tackles with, but Glaze was a third-round rookie for them last year, and he played pretty well according to the PFF grades. So, and he played about 1,000 snaps for them at right tackle. So why would they waste a pick? They already got a very good left tackle. They seem to have a good right tackle in this DJ Glaze fella, who was a rookie last year. You figure he's going to get better. Had above average grades from PFF, anyways. As a rookie, played 1,000 snaps or so. So why are they going to take Membu? That doesn't make sense to me, unless they think Membu can play guard or something. But their offensive line is pretty good. You might want some depth. You might want some competition. But it seems to me if you could get a killer like Ashton Jonty, you do that. Especially because old Petey Carroll, the gum stomper in chief, he wants to run the ball. Always has. Don't forget he had Beastquake. So Pete Carroll's short coaching window suggests urgency, says Adam. Would he really rely on Raheem Mostert as the lead back in week one? Mostert, of course, is pretty good, but he's getting up in age, so don't know what he's got left in the tank. Jonty himself thinks the draft starts for him at 6 and has a floor of 12, and he links to an article there. Jonty isn't taken by the Raiders. It's likely because another team trades up to 5. So Membu's team came last week when Adam Schefter mentioned him. The Raiders at 6. And again, you never know what these market makers are doing. These people, like Schefter or anybody else, they do take on ads, for example. You'll see every now and then Adam Schefter putting something on his timeline that's an ad, for example, which means he's not immune to taking money from outside people. And so, who knows who could get to him. Hey, can you mention Membu at 6? It could come from the agent. It could come from who knows who. Could come from certain gambling members. Could be coming from the mafia. We don't know. Just joking. I'm sure he's not taking money from the mafia. Okay, anyways, the New York Jets are up now at the 7th pick. The expected pick, Armand Membu, and this would be very good. Fits new head coach Aaron Glenn's plan for stability during a rebuild. Now, keep in mind, Adam is a Jets fan. Bing, bet you didn't expect that. He is. And Membu played his college career at right tackle, fits perfectly, he says. Contingency. So, in other words, Adam, who's writing this column, isn't anti-Jets at all. In fact, he's pro-Jets. He's a Jet fan. So we don't have to worry about that with this guy. Contingencies, unlike dirty Diana Ducheney. If Membu's gone, Banks Jr. Kelvin Banks Jr. could be an option, though interest may be linked to teams drafting 10 to 13. Tyler Warren, at plus 275 is possible, but not strongly supported by current reports, Adam says. Not strongly supported by current reports. Those reports could be true, they could be false. If Mason Graham slides, he could become a real alternative to Membu. So as I've said, it's you got your Membu, you got your Cambu, you got your Warbu, you got your Grambu. We're getting one of these 4, and this is the order of preference. Membu there, you take him. Membu's gone, and Campbell's there, you take him. These 2 are gone, then you take Warbu. These 3 are gone, very unlikely, but if so, then you take Mason Graham. You sit him next to Quinnen Williams, and you just make everybody's life hell going against us with that kind of middle combo on the defense. And then the 8th pick, Carolina Panthers. Looks like they're trying to build the defense. They like Jalen Walker or Michael Williams. So those Georgia boys coming in probably in the top 10 there. The New Orleans Saints does not look like they're going quarterback at this point in time. Names like Michael Williams, Shedeur Sanders could go here. But Kelvin Banks and Shamar Stewart all in the mix. It says reports suggest the Saints are not targeting Sanders at 9 or even in the second round. Makes you wonder what the hell the Saints are doing at quarterback. Maybe Derek Carr's shoulder's okay. Maybe they're comfortable with the backups they got there, Hayner and the other one, Rattler. Maybe they like them for some odd reason. But leaning defensive line pass rusher odds have moved a lot here, so it's looking like the Saints go defense. And then the Bears, if Tyler Warren gets past us, is almost certainly going here. Been consistent pick in mocks. Ben Johnson wants more weapons for old Caleb, even though they already have Cole Kmet, of course. Despite off-season investments in O-line, another lineman isn't off the table. Kelvin Banks, Armand Membu. He says conviction is lacking for tight end. Not much tying Warren to Chicago from staff comments. This pick is one of the most volatile in the top 10, Adam says. Something to watch, Jihad Campbell. 18.5 over at these sports books here. Expected to begin the season on the PUP list. Dropped in the top 150 boards because of poor medicals. So somebody who can wait may want old Jihad because he's a good player, but he's got bad medicals. So, some team that can afford to wait that's good already may get a really good player because of that. Already tied to Tampa Bay, 19th as the top mock consensus. Should slide more between now and draft day. So somebody in the 20s is probably going to get a really good player. And so I think Adam is suggesting to play the over of 18.5. Because if he's at 18.5 right now, and Adam's saying these medicals are going to cause him to slide, you might want to play the over and win you some money. So there you go, the top 10 based on what's going on in the markets. Again, I would highly recommend footballbetters.com. He also Adam Chernoff also has a YouTube channel, so you may want to check him out on YouTube. And we'll see what happens. But it's interesting to see how the markets are moving when you consider all of the options that are available and who might do what. All right, so if you're new here, please subscribe to the channel. If you want to win this Garrett Wilson Funko Pop figurine, we got to get to 1,000 subscribers, and then we'll give one away. So if you're new, please subscribe. If you're already subscribed, try and get 5 or 10 or 300 other people to subscribe. You never know. You'll never know unless you ask. All right, I'll see you next time.